guitarists or learning how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sing
because you're
by
kind of
listening to
basing,
singers.
you're
It's
learning the
it's
foundation of it and basing what you know off of it.
yeah. So the thing is that's interesting to hear. The problem I have is I also want to do that with intellectual stuff. So there'll be some really complicated abstract topic, but I don't want to research it at all. I just want to find out just the gist of it, enough to argue the point as though I
Yeah.
knew what I was talking about. But
Mm.
or I want to learn enough of it to render it not necessary for me to learn more, basically.
Are, are you an ENTP? What was your name
Yeah.
again? Sorry,
Connor.
Kana.
Yeah, Connor.
Um, See, I have a different experience in the music stuff than you guys do. For me, I would rather listen to music in order, like music I like a lot, and and I used to sit and I would listen to it, and I would write down parts that I thought were like interesting and why I thought they were interesting and why I thought they worked. And I wanted to, I like the way I approach, I guess, music, and I guess it goes over to intellectual things as well. I feel like if I identify the underlying pattern or principles which gave forth to that particular expression, then I can resalvage those to give forth to my own expression. And I think that's how I operate when it comes to music, because for me it doesn't seem like, for me pushing the boundaries isn't really something that I'm occupied with. For me, I feel like there's already beauty that's been there, and I would like to, resalvage that. Not like an anachronistic, sluggish perpetuation of something, but rather a new form based on the same, perennial principles. So that's kind of how I view like making music personally. But yeah.
So if I understood any of that, is it kind of like it's like if you're doing an English essay, you just find two essays on the same topic and then kind of rewrite it into one.
No, I think that would be like paraphrasing. I think it's like it's more like like identifying the general ideas of what's underneath, whether it be like something intellectual or something. And with music, it's more abstract because it's not even. Sometimes you feel things that you can't put into words. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And in order to recapture that mood, it requires you to identify the pattern and what they were trying to accomplish holistically in using different tones together, using different chord progressions, things like that. And that inspires me to create different things that I guess manifest similar moods, similar emotions, things like that. And that's how I approach music. I guess intellectual stuff is similar, but it's specifically with music, it's different than that.
Mm. I've just read the comments. It's hilarious. Fueling my ego a bit.
Yeah, that's the FE juice straight in the vein right there, huh?
I don't know. I think it's my experience has helped a lot. And I mean, I don't want to like talk as if I am like anywhere near perfect because I still do stupid things from time to time. I still go off the chain sometimes. But for the most part, I don't know. I think about things a lot, as best I can.
You try
What's your
not to
tag?
fuck up. You try not to. You try to avoid ENTP mistakes, which is a smart thing to do. And
Okay.
very impressive for a 17-year-old
Yeah.
individual of any type, but especially ENTP. But I want to go into this, which is what's that? You're outside, dog. Go.
Never take Adderall, Connor. Never do it.
Why?
Hey, Joe.
Because it'll make you talk quicker and you won't be so goddamn
Definitely.
articulate.
Well, regardless, the thing is, it's interesting. None of us know what the future will bring for any of us, obviously, and so it's like there's certain amounts of things that are perceived as success, and so like right now, everybody here is. I mean, everybody in the world is perceived as successful on some vectors or others. Like on some criteria, I guess you'd say, or some measuring stick of some sort. that they say, okay, well, I'm successful at this, I'm less successful at that, I'm more successful at this, less successful at that. The thing is, different types of things result in different amounts of public engagement with that success. So if I could be the most successful person in the world at at bringing unhealthy cactuses back to good health, but it's not going to be the most exciting. I mean, people aren't going to give me a whole lot of affirmation for that unless they are somebody who really cares about their sick cactus. But even then, some people will just be mad when the cactus dies. They'll be like, fuck you, you said you could heal my cactus. And, yeah, but the point is that, that's not the point. The point is that some skills are more celebrated than others. And so it is useful in life to be endowed with skills that are celebrated. And it's very useful in life also to remember that other people are endowed with skills that are just as significant in scale, but on a less communicable channel, and thus it position oneself accordingly, I guess.
Yeah, certainly. I think there are some ways you can feel like you're on the right path, so to speak, without it necessarily being something you can, put into words, right? Like something that you just feel like you're. It's kind of like what before we mentioned about the feeling of like, like getting the hotel room, things like that, where it's like you feel like everything's gone right. You feel like that you were successful in some way that you can't necessarily put into words because it just wouldn't make sense.
Well, I think it's fair to say you're rewarded for the goodness in general. Good character, good behavior is rewarded by the universe. Not actively rewarded. It's sort of a natural consequence of behaviors that set the right slabs in motion. The slabs representing the various big narrative chunks that comprise our own life history for ourselves, and that represent at least somewhat what others' perceptions of us likely are, and those and their perceptions of other things, and these slabs interact in various ways that limit the directionality of our behavior, so that I might make mistake X, and then that precludes me from drawing certain conclusions. If I might make mistake Y, precludes me from taking certain paths forward. If I seize opportunity Z, it might open up pathways that otherwise wouldn't be in any other circumstances available. So it's like, and those things are time delayed, right? Like the outcome of your behaviors is almost always time delayed. It's like karma, but it's not actually karma. It's more like the other shoe dropping. The other shoe is always dropping, and it's either in time with the beat or it's out of time with the beat. If it's out of time with the beat, you start to stumble.
Yeah. Do you think there's a universal way everyone can behave to manifest that sort of correct slabs in motion?
Yeah, I do. I think it's basically the deontological principle, which is to say, it's not selflessness. That would require altruism. It's the deontological principle of treat others as ends in themselves rather than as means to an end, which means don't use other people for your own purposes. As an ENTP, this is a challenging principle to adhere to because we're famous for gathering. I've read this one description on the internet somewhere. It says, we'll gather a group of followers, usually younger.